But
I don't know what you're gonna do.
we
You gotta follow 4 Scots.
you gotta follow. It's gonna be so easy. I'm Paul. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you.
I feel like I know you.
Yeah.
Are you a regular listener? Is that what
I
you're
have
saying?
been.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second.
I have. Once I heard that Rebecca had been on.
Oh.
I was like, well, I better figure out what she said. And then as I was scrolling through, I saw my friend Mary had been on, Deborah was on,
Yep.
John was on, and so I actually am a regular listener.
Okay, that's a high compliment. I will take it as the high compliment that
I
it
do
is.
have a criticism.
And please, I'm open to criticism.
Public Power Underground is not just for public power.
I mean, it was started at a power department at a public utility. We came up with a name that felt right.
I did hear you say you were investor-owned girl or something like that.
It could be more inclusive. That's all I'm saying. It just could be more
Inclusivity.
inclusive.
That was a theme of the last year.
We try to be inclusive. We try to be.
We started in hard times to bring us all into the laughter through thick and through thin.
Go for it. Let's go for it.
Okay. Welcome to a special bonus live recording of Public Power Underground, coming to you on location at NWPPA's annual meeting in beautiful Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. We're recording a series of recruiting pitches from executives at the welcome reception in an attempt to collect the best messages for getting new folks into public power professions in a special recruiting video series. I'm Brian Fawcett.
And I'm Humaira Falkenberg.
And we're joined by Sarah Edmonds, the president and CEO of Western Power Pool, previously the Northwest Power Pool, doing business as the Western Power Pool. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. It's a lovely day in Coeur d'Alene.
It is, and we got a great spot for this setup.
we do.
I feel really good about this. So what we're doing is we're trying to get the best recruiting pitches for joining Northwest Power entities, Northwest Power entities. Maybe not just public power, but if you want to join the utility industry in the Pacific, or really anywhere.
Yeah.
And we're looking for executives to give us their best pitch on
Right.
recruiting people. Humaira has given us a great opening cold monologue, talked about the value of diversity in public power.
And inclusion.
Inclusion.
If from public power's core value, which is serving the community and the customers and not the shareholder.
Ooh, zing.
Uh-oh, gotcha.
So we're looking for your best pitch. When you recruit people all the time, this is probably one of your core functions, right?
Not yet for Western Power Pool, having been in the job for just slightly over 30 days.
But PG, I assume.
My gut reaction to the question is to really point out how dynamic and challenging this energy industry power grid space is right now. Now, I think that's true across the nation and across the globe, really, but in the Northwest or the West in particular, we have such a unique challenge because we're arguably the farthest behind when it comes to grid integration in the United States. You know, you look at the map of where organized markets are, and the West is kind of this big vacuum. We've been on a very successful pathway towards grid integration with incremental steps like energy imbalance market. We have regional transmission planning in another area. We're now looking at Western Resource Adequacy Program as a framework. But what we don't yet have is the ability to bring it all together. And that's what excites me about this space. And it's what excites me about working for Western Power Pool specifically, because this is a legitimate opportunity to provide Western grid integration services that may help bring the West together. It's a lot of moving parts. It's such a challenging time. I can't reasonably predict how it's all going to end, but I love being part of the ride.
So what I hear is the drive, the challenge that's in front of us and how that can drive people to be attracted to a space where you can make change, where you can, contribute to change in a positive way.
I mean, there's a mission behind this, which is a clean energy future. But of course, to prove out that value proposition, we have to do it reliably. If we put all this clean stuff on the grid and we have failures, that's not a good proof of concept. So things like resource adequacy, transmission planning, all of these pieces help ensure that as we put these resources on the system, which are less predictable than our historical resources, we can still do it and prove out the value. So for me, the real attraction point is these are really hard problems, and it will attract a person who wants to be part of hard problem solving. There is no easy answer here, and there's no one single answer. There's probably a dozen correct answers, and then the question is, how do you put them all together?
Idealism grounded in pragmatism.
Yeah.
It is a formula that is working so far.
So the theme that I'm hearing is the need for innovation and the attractiveness of that.
I mean, the West hasn't had a lot of success when it comes to grid integration if you look at the last 25, 30 years. But when we have innovated, when we have thought outside of the standard FERC box, the solutions to grid integration that come from FERC, we've had the most success. I was involved with the writing of the original market design for energy imbalance market. That was a complete from-scratch exercise, no place to look to, no examples, no template. And we built it, and we took a leap of faith that it would work and that it would attract entrants, and it has devastated our most ambitious expectations about what we could do for the West when we offer them solutions that are manageable and digestible and still honor Western culture and operations, which is a culture of self-determination.
Yeah. So one of the things that we talk about a lot on here actually is the importance of the electric utilities sector in the decarbonization and in facing the climate crisis. And it seems like this, your talking point about the challenges faced ahead and how the West is facing the challenge of grid integration and the ways in which the Northwest can be part of a solution, and working in electric utilities in the Northwest can be part of the solution, is a great message. Do you like it? You like it or not? Okay.
So I love the message.
I feel like I've succeeded in my life.
It's really at the heart of what Western Resource Adequacy Program is trying to do. We're trying to find solutions that help our customers achieve their clean energy future, but in a way that has some transparency and accountability about the results.
Yep. Oh, it's great. I love the pitch. Did you have anything, Humaira, to add?
I think what I'm hearing with what Brian said, this innovation aspect of it, and really having individuals who are problem solvers, but driven by a commitment to decarbonization of the energy sector, but really being pragmatic. And for me, that was the takeaway in terms of qualities that you would be looking for as a CEO in hiring staff. Would that be fair?
You nailed it. No notes.
Love it.
You think I don't listen.
Oh, that's beautiful. You could listen to other stuff and get the same thing. But I'm glad you picked it up from us. Really proud, actually. Super proud. Thank you for joining us. It was wonderful. We're hoping we can have you back.
Yes. Paul, go for it.
We do intermission games. I love a good intermission game. I feel like you'd be really good at some of these intermission games.
We're going to have to agree ahead of time what the substance areas you're going to cover are.
I mean, we never collude.
I'm a Luddite when it comes to games. It's okay.
Yeah, I think we can accommodate that request. Right. Yes, but please, great. Please come back. Great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. Thank you very much.
We're done for now, but we aren't done for tonight. We're going to chat with more executives to get their best recruiting pitches for folks consider joining public power profession. We're publishing each recruiting pitch as its own episode in a recruiting video series.
And to make sure you don't miss them, you can sign up for an unintrusive newsletter with links to all the ways to consume this fascinating content at publicpowerunderground.substack.com. Otherwise, you can subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or your favorite podcast app. You can also find our merchandise on Shopify by searching for Public Power Underground. That's all for now. Thanks for tuning in.
Public Power Underground for electric utility enthusiasts. Public Power Underground, it's worth to watch.
No, we aren't perfect. Sometimes
Public Power Underground is a production of Klatskin IPUD and News Data. It's brought to you with the support of NWPPA and TEA. NWPPA was the host for the conference that brought us together and helped coordinate our recording space. A special thanks to Scott Corwin, Brenda Dunn, and Connie Filbert for their help. The Northwest Public Power Association believes in public power. You can find more information about NWPPA at nwppa.org. That's nwppa.org. The presenting sponsor for Season 4 of Public Power Underground is TEA. The Energy Authority is a non-profit energy portfolio management company whose mission is to help clients maximize the value of their assets and meet their power supply goals. If you know someone at TEA, send them a note of thanks for their support of Season 4. You can learn more about TEA on their website at teainc.org. That's teainc.org. The views expressed here are our own and not the official views of Klatskin IPUD, News Data, or the organization of the guests also appearing on Public Power Underground. Public Power Underground is electric utility and electric utility adjacent news from a power department's perspective. It's written and directed by Klatskin IPUD's power department, led by me, Paul Dockery, and it's edited and published by the stellar team at Pioneer Utility Resources, led by associate producer Sarah Wooden. Our theme song, Roll On Enthusiast, was rewritten, performed, and recorded by Aaron Guillory and Ian Bledsoe. Public Power Underground for electric utility enthusiasts. Public Power Underground, it's work to watch.